Sit down. Tonight, we're talking about something you've probably felt but never named. When love turns into logistics. You remember when you first got together? Couldn't keep your hands off each other? Stayed up all night talking? Laughed at stupid jokes? Now, did you pay the electric bill? Can you pick up the kids at 3? We need to talk about the mortgage. Your relationship became a business transaction. You're not partners. You're roommates, co-managers of a household LLC, and somewhere in all the logistics, the love died. You don't kiss anymore. Not really. You don't talk anymore. Not about anything real. You don't look at each other anymore. Not like you used to. You're just managing, coordinating, executing tasks. This is what happens when love turns into logistics. And tonight, I'm going to show you exactly how it happens, why it happens, and what you can do about it. This is Inner Pigment. Let's go. How it starts. In the beginning, you're in limerence, that chemical high, dopamine flooding your brain. Everything about them is fascinating. Their laugh, their stories, the way they look at you. You have deep conversations about life, dreams, philosophy, fears. You touch constantly, holding hands, kissing. Sex isn't scheduled, it's spontaneous. You prioritize each other, you make time, even when life is busy. This is the romantic phase. Then life happens. The creep. It starts small. You move in together. Now there are bills, chores, responsibilities. Can you take out the trash? Did you pay rent? Fine, normal. Part of living together, then maybe marriage, a mortgage, car payments, insurance, more logistics, then kids. Now you're not a couple, you're a parenting unit. You take morning drop-off, I'll do pickup. Did you schedule the dentist? Who's feeding them dinner? Every conversation becomes transactional. And slowly, so slowly you don't even notice. The romance disappears. The symptoms. You know you're in logistics mode when conversations are transactional. 90% of what you talk about? Tasks, schedules, problems to solve. Can you, we need to. That's it. That's the relationship. Touch becomes rare. You don't kiss hello anymore. Maybe a peck. You don't hug. Not real hugs. Sex. Scheduled, if it happens at all. You're like roommates who occasionally have obligatory sex. You don't look at each other. Not really. Not in the eyes. You're looking at your phone, the TV, the kids. But not each other. Date nights feel forced, if you even have them. And when you do, you talk about logistics, the kids, the house, work. You don't know how to talk about anything else anymore. Resentment builds because you're both keeping score. I did the dishes. Well, I did laundry. I changed the diaper. I paid the bills. It's transactional and exhausting. The roommate phase. This is where most couples end up. Roommates who share a bed. Maybe. You're coordinating, not connecting. You're efficient, but emotionally dead. You run the household, but you don't have a relationship. And the worst part, you don't even realize it happened. One day you wake up and think, when did we stop being in love? The answer. So gradually you didn't notice. Life demands. Let's be honest. Life is demanding. Work. Kids, bills, responsibilities. There's always something that needs doing. And when you're in survival mode, romance isn't a priority. You're just trying to keep everything from falling apart. So conversations become functional. Did you handle X? Can you do Y? Efficient, but soulless. The mental load. Especially for women, the mental load, emotional labor. She's managing everything. The calendar, the appointments, the kids' schedules, the groceries, the birthday parties, the thank you notes. He's just executing tasks when asked. So every conversation becomes, can you? Did you? She's the project manager. He's the employee. That's not sexy. That's not romantic. That's transactional. And it breeds resentment. The passion paradox. There's a paradox in long-term relationships. What creates security kills passion. Security requires predictability, routine, stability. Passion requires novelty, uncertainty, risk. You can't have both at maximum levels. Esther Perel talks about this. The dual needs in relationships, security and desire. They're in tension. Security says, you're mine. We're stable. I know you completely. Desire says, you're mysterious. You're separate. I don't fully possess you. When you're in logistics mode, you've maximized security, minimized desire. You know each other's routines, every habit, every flaw, no mystery, no novelty, no space. Result, passion dies. The attention economy. You have finite attention. Work demands attention. Kids demand attention. Phones demand attention. Your partner gets the leftovers. If anything, think about it. When was the last time you gave your partner your full attention? Not distracted by your phone, not thinking about your to-do list, not interrupted by kids. Actually present, looking at them, listening. Probably been a while. Because there's always something more urgent. A work email, a kid's tantrum, a bill to pay. Your partner gets deprioritized, and eventually, they stop trying to get your attention. The comfort trap. Early relationship. You made effort, dressed up, planned dates, flirted, pursued. Long-term relationship. You stopped trying. Sweatpants, Netflix, no dates, no flirting. Why? Because you got comfortable. You think, we're together. I don't need to try anymore. But here's the truth. The effort is what kept the romance alive. When you stop trying, romance dies. You're comfortable, but bored, secure, but passionless. Emotional intimacy. First thing to die? Emotional intimacy. You stop having deep conversations. Remember when you stayed up late talking about everything? Dreams, fears, ideas. Now, you talk about the dishwasher, the car insurance, the kids' report cards. Functional, surface level, safe. You don't share your inner world anymore. Because when do you have time? And honestly, when's the last time they really listened? So you stop sharing, and they stop asking, and the emotional connection dies. Sexual intimacy. Sex becomes scheduled, if it happens. Once a week, if you're lucky, it's on the to-do list. Between grocery shopping and folding laundry, and it feels obligatory. Not because you desire each other, because you should. Because it's been a while. Because you read somewhere that couples should have sex weekly, so you do it. Check the box, roll over, no passion, no build-up, no tension, just maintenance sex. And eventually, even that stops. Because what's the point? Playfulness. You don't laugh together anymore. Not real laughs. You're too tired, too stressed, too focused on responsibilities. Life is serious. There's no time for play, but play is what kept you connected. Inside jokes, teasing, being silly. That's gone now. You're business partners, not playmates. Appreciation. You stop appreciating each other. You notice what they don't do, not what they do. They didn't take out the trash. They didn't start dinner. They didn't put the kids to bed. You're keeping score of failures, not celebrating efforts. And when's the last time you said thank you for something small, or I appreciate you, or I'm grateful for what you do? Probably been a while. Because they're supposed to do those things. They're expected. So appreciation dies and resentment grows. The scorekeeping. It starts with tracking. Who did what? Who does more? Who's pulling their weight? I did the dishes every night this week. Well, I did all the laundry. I put the kids to bed 4 nights. I made all their lunches. Back and forth, keeping score. This is transactional thinking. You're not a team. You're competitors. And someone's always losing. The invisible work women especially. The invisible work, planning, organizing, remembering, anticipating, birthday parties, doctor appointments, permission slips, thank you notes. He doesn't see this work. So when she asks him to do something, he thinks, why is she always asking? I do plenty. But he's only seeing the visible tasks. She's carrying the mental load, and she resents him for not seeing it. He resents her for always nagging. Both are resentful. Both feel unappreciated. The pursuer-distancer, dynamic. One person pursues, the other distances, usually, not always. She pursues emotional connection. He distances, she wants to talk about feelings, about the relationship, about problems he wants to avoid, because talking feels like criticism, like he's failing. So she pursues more. We need to talk. He distances more. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine. She feels rejected, abandoned, desperate. He feels overwhelmed, inadequate, trapped. Both are in pain, but they're expressing it differently, and the gap widens. The contempt stage, final stage, Gottman's 4 horsemen territory. Contempt. You're not just frustrated, you're disgusted. Eye rolls, sarcasm, mockery. Of course you forgot. You always forget. Why am I not surprised? You never follow through. You've stopped seeing them as a flawed human. You see them as beneath you. Inferior. This is the death knell of relationships. Once contempt sets in, very hard to come back. Loneliness in partnership, the loneliest feeling in the world. Being lonely next to your partner. You're in the same house, same bed, same life, but you're alone because they don't see you. Not really. They don't know what you're feeling, what you're struggling with, what you need. And you don't know them either. You're strangers living together. The dead bedroom, no sex, or obligatory maintenance sex. Why? Because you need emotional connection for sexual desire, and when emotional connection is gone, desire dies. You're touched out from kids, or work stress, or just disconnection. The thought of sex feels like one more task, one more thing you have to do, so you avoid it, and the gap widens. The affair risk. When emotional and sexual needs aren't met at home, people look elsewhere, not because they're bad people, because they're starving for connection. Emotional affairs start at work, with someone who listens, who sees them. Physical affairs start when someone makes them feel desired again, not justifying affairs, they're betrayals. But understanding, they usually don't happen in thriving relationships. They happen in dead ones. When love has turned to logistics and someone offers love again. The slow death. Some couples don't divorce. They just exist together for the kids, for the finances, for the comfort. But the relationship is dead. They're roommates, co-parents, business partners, but not lovers, not friends, not intimate. This is the slow death. Staying together, but not being together. And it's more common than you think. Recognize the problem. First step, recognize what happened. Your relationship became transactional. You stopped prioritizing each other. Romance died under the weight of logistics. Name it out loud to each other. We've become roommates, and I don't want that. How to come back. Prioritize connection. You prioritize what you value. If your relationship matters, prioritize it. Not after work, not after kids, not after everything else. First, daily connection ritual, 15 minutes. No phones, no TV, no kids, just you two, talking, really talking about your day, your feelings, your inner world, not logistics. Connection, weekly date night, non-negotiable, and no. Sitting on the couch watching TV doesn't count. Go out. Or stay in, but make it special. Dress up, cook together, play a game, have a real conversation, recreate the effort you had in the beginning. Monthly overnight, if you have kids, get a sitter, or trade with friends. One night, just you two. Remember what it's like to focus on each other. Bring back touch. Start small. Hold hands. Hug, really hug, not a side hug. A full 20-second hug. Kiss, not a peck. An actual kiss. Touch their shoulder when you walk by. Run your hand through their hair. Non-sexual touch. Just connection. Build the foundation. Sex will follow. When emotional connection returns. Stop score-keeping. You're a team, not competitors. Stop tracking who does more. Instead, appreciate what they do. Thank you for making dinner. I appreciate you handling that. I'm grateful for you. Out loud. Daily. This shifts the dynamic from resentment to gratitude. Create novelty. Remember, desire needs novelty. Do something new together. Learn a skill. Take a class. Go somewhere you've never been. Break the routine. Predictability kills passion. Novelty reignites it. Individual mystery. Esther Perel's advice. Maintain separateness. You don't need to do everything together. Have your own hobbies, friends, interests. Create space. Because desire needs distance. When you see your partner doing something they're passionate about, independently of you, that's attractive. Mystery returns, interest returns, desire returns. Therapy, if needed. If you can't do this alone, get help. Couples therapy. Not when the relationship is dead. Now, before contempt sets in, a good therapist can help you reconnect, navigate the resentment, rebuild intimacy. No shame in getting help. When love turns into logistics, it happens slowly, gradually, without you noticing. Life gets busy, kids arrive, work demands, bills pile up, and somewhere in all the managing, the love gets lost. You become roommates, business partners, co-managers of life, but not lovers, not intimate, not connected. You talk about tasks, not feelings. You coordinate schedules, not dreams. You're efficient, but empty. And here's the hard truth. This doesn't happen to you. You let it happen. You stop prioritizing each other. You stop making effort. You got comfortable, and comfort killed passion. But here's the good news. You can come back, if both of you want to. It requires intention, effort, prioritization, daily connection, weekly dates, touch, appreciation, novelty. Stop treating your relationship like a business transaction. Start treating it like a relationship. Because logistics can manage a household, but only love can sustain a partnership. Choose connection over convenience. Choose intimacy over efficiency. Choose each other. This has been Inner Pigment. Stay curious. Stay connected. And remember, love isn't something you fall into and stay in passively. It's something you choose daily. Choose it